February 22 regular Jacksonville Northwest School District Board meeting. JNPSD will be the model district where every learner is valued and empowered to become a successful, contributing member of society. It is our mission to foster a culture of ownership and accountability through partnerships that create multiple pathways for success. Mr. Moore, would you please call the roll?
Right. Colonel Smith notifies he could not be here tonight. Daniel Gray.
Here.
David Coleman.
Here.
Jim Moore here. Ron McDaniel.
Present.
Nina Brockway.
Here.
Lauren Martin.
Here.
Laura Walker.
Here.
All right, very good. If you'll join me as we stand for a moment of silence, followed by the pledge. Emmanuel will lead us, please.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic by which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Let's see. The first item we've got is legal update, but I don't see Mr. Richardson yet. We're all good. We're legal.
We're all good.
All right. So that brings us to facilities update. See our partners, WER, and somebody from Baldwinsville. Russ and Matt.
Yeah, it's just us.
Welcome.
Thank you. This is on. Hello. There it goes. Just turned green. Okay. Okay, well, I've got this. We submitted the Bobby Lester School to the Interior Design Awards programs for Arkansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana, and it won an award, so this is for y'all.
As far as facilities updates, we are on punch list items for the elementary school, taking care of a few miscellaneous things on, the elementary school, a few miscellaneous things on the middle school that are still left. Everything seems to be moving forward on that and moving forward on these new two elementary schools as well. We're waiting on some things with land purchases and funding and other things like that we've been working on, but we are proceeding on those. So.
Anybody questions on any of that, or it's hard to hear a little bit, but on the BIMETA, we are under contract and we're waiting on the survey to be finalized to finalize everything. And I know there's some COVID issues and stuff like that, the delay, so hopefully we'll have some progress before next time.
And I'll provide an update with the partnership funding. I did have a meeting with Tim Kane from Facilities, from DESE, and we are looking very favorable and moving forward with the size with BIMETA and Merle Taylor. And so we're looking for favorable results on the partnership funding for both. And so that is going forward. And so hopefully May will bring forth great news so that we can move forward with BIMETA and then eventually Merle Taylor this time next year. Well, May or June next year.
Okay, I thought we were going to do Merle Taylor first. We broke for BIMETA first.
Well, based on the partnership funding, we will know about partnership funding for BIMETA this year. Next year in May, we'll know about Merle Taylor.
Sorry.
But the plan is, correct me if I'm wrong, to assume that we're getting all that and we're going to move full speed ahead on the projects as best we can. And so there's no delays and we can open those schools up in 24.
24.
Yes.
Yeah, so the goal is still to bring forth, based on the results in May, if everything happens the way we would like for it to happen, we may bring forth another proposal for you all to consider for both projects. And so that's the goal.
Excellent. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you. All right, that takes us to superintendent's report.
All right, good evening, everyone, again. First off, we would like to discuss, you have at your seat a copy of the Titan Legacy Wall. Been working with Mr. McDaniel on it. Although it does not need board approval, we would like your favorable nod for us to move forward with contacting our alumni from both North Pulaski and Jacksonville, and our current alumni from the new Titan family to purchase the Legacy Wall. And so we want to get that advertisement out so we can start moving forward, and then of course follow the other recommendations. And so any questions or concerns?
Do I see a nod?
Yeah.
Positive head nods, okay. Everybody's good with that, right?
Yeah.
Christina, can you go with that?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm looking at.
Since it was your idea. It's unanimous. We all think it's a great idea.
We appreciate it. We're excited about the opportunity for really bringing our history together in this Legacy Wall. We know that the North Pulaski Falcons and Jacksonville Red Devils made up Jacksonville Titans, and so we want to always preserve our history and honor that past. So we look forward to sharing this information with our alumni and our current staff as well. So thank you. The next thing, of course, January was the board recognition, and so we have Mrs. Smith from Homer Atkins, who will come forward with a presentation from that group of teachers and staff members. Mrs. Smith. Mrs. Scott, sorry. That's why you look like it, Mrs. Scott. I apologize, Mrs. Scott.
We're all looking this way.
So on behalf of Homer Atkins Pre-K, we would just like to say thank you to our board members. We'd like to present you all the posters from our Pre-K course.
Thank you.
And so we have signboard for you all to read.
Make it love.
Yeah, what's the water?
Okay. Yes, please, thank you.
And for culminating, thank you for all of your hard work. We have a presentation for each of you.
Watch that water out there. Gotta always be careful of that water.
Yes, sir. So, thank you. And it says, Daniel Gray, an appreciation for your service and dedication to the scholars of Jacksonville North Pulaski School District.
All right.
System.
That's heavy.
And you can get your boxes after. The next one is to Mr. McDaniel, Ronald McDaniel, an appreciation for your service and dedication to the scholars of Jacksonville North Pulaski School District.
Thank you.
To Mr. Jim Moore, an appreciation for your service and dedication to the scholars of Jacksonville North Pulaski School District. To Mrs. Dina Brockway, an appreciation for your service and dedication for the scholars of Jacksonville North Pulaski School District. Mrs. Ava Coleman, in appreciation for your service and dedication to the scholars of Jacksonville North Pulaski School District. Mrs. Lauren Martin, in appreciation for your service and dedication to the scholars of Jacksonville North Pulaski School District. And Mrs. Laura Walker, in appreciation for your service and dedication to the scholars of Jacksonville North Pulaski School District. And we have one for Colonel Smith. And so we'll get to Mrs. Williams and his appreciation for his service and dedication to the scholars of Jacksonville North Pulaski School. Just making sure. So appreciate all of you. Thank you for your unpaid service to our scholars and staff members. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, sir. Very, very thoughtful. Appreciate it much. Okay. The next item I have on our agenda is the consent agenda. And is there anything on the consent agenda that needs to be pulled off for discussion? If there is not, I would entertain a motion to approve as presented in the packet.
I make a motion.
Second. Motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. Next item we got is the FY23 district salary schedule.
Yes, sir. Before we move to the recommendation, Mrs. Coleman asked for a comparison of salaries across the state with similar size, and so I wanted to pass. You want a copy of that so you can review that?
We need one more.
Who don't want?
Okay, walk us through it.
So what I provided to you, our current salary, that's the farthest left column. The proposed salary, that includes the 4% raise, and of course there's 4% for all licensed and 4% for classified, but I believe Mrs. Coleman asked for the beginning salary for each of the districts. And as you go to the right, you will see in green all of the school districts who have or that have a higher beginning salary. And those in red have a lower beginning salary. And then also in orange where it's almost equal. But I also wanted you to have a comparison where even though some of the districts who may start more than us as a beginning salary, as the educators progress through the salary schedule, you will see that for about 3 or 4, we tend to provide more salary funding or higher salary schedule for teachers than they do. So you can see the fluctuation of that. And this is just for bachelor's degrees, so the beginning salary for most of our educators who come in straight from college. As you can see, we still have some room to grow. My goal is to be one of the highest, if not the highest, paying school district in this area. I believe our current staff members deserve it. And then it will help us with retention, but also in recruitment. And just so that you will also know, so everyone will know that when we increase the teacher salary schedule, that also increases our administrator salary schedule because, well, assistant superintendent down, because all of our licensed administrators are tied to the teacher salary schedule based on the index. And so this will, if approved, will give a 4% raise, not just on the base salary, but on step and rank. So as you go from bachelor's to bachelor of 12, master's, there's also a 4% raise that way. And as you matriculate down for the number of years of experience, there's also a 4% raise based on those steps as well. So this is, I think, a really great effort, good faith effort of moving our salary schedules forward. We will take next year to review how this impacts our retention and recruitment, and then hopefully bring forth another proposal this time next year as we try to continue to improve our salary schedule. And also, also part of this is when we first started, we had a series of lanes for multiple directors for our classified staff. And so in order to clean it up, all of our directors, except for the media coordinator, who we would like to move to a director, worked year-round. Most of them have certifications or degrees aligned with their area. For example, the child nutrition director, director of security, director of technology, director of human resources, and director of finance. And so the proposal also includes moving all of our directors to the same lane or range, which is range 17, so that everyone at the district level who is a director would be in the same range, which I think is fair for the amount of work and certifications and degrees that they have. So that concludes my proposal or the recommendation. And so the recommendation is to approve the FY23 school year revised salary schedule.
Okay, we've got a recommendation from Dr. Ola on salary schedule. Any questions, thoughts, or do I hear a motion?
I have a question for Dr. Ogle.
We have to-
Yeah, that can do the motion.
No, you don't have to do a motion first. If you have questions,
Okay.
no.
Question I have is the 4%, that includes the directors and the others.
Yes, sir. It includes all staff members below, assistant superintendent and below. So that includes the district, all district level staff, as well as school level staff. And if I can clarify, with the teacher salary schedule, one of the reasons why we included the 4% from ranges and steps is because as our teachers stayed with us for a length of time, we saw a discrepancy compared to other salaries in other districts. And so we actually dipped down. And so our teachers who have committed and been with us a long time would earn less money. So our goal is to correct that. And one way is continuing to add that percentage across the range and across the steps.
Okay, that's all.
We budgeted for this.
Yes, sir. For licensed staff, we have the Teacher Salary Equalization Act and funding. And then, of course, the classified will come out of the operating fund. But we, Mrs. Samples and I felt like this is a safe way to not to go in the opposite direction when it comes to budgeting, because of course we want to continue to operate in Black, especially as we build the last two facilities. But it also, I think, gives us a good faith effort toward increasing the salary schedule by doing 4%. And so we have budgeted and we'll continue to monitor next year to see if we can do more.
Excellent.
All right. Any other questions, or do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor? Opposed? That passes unanimously.
Thank you.
All right. So next item we've got is the 22-23 annual calendar for the school district. I think they'll change the Christmas, it looks like.
We did. We're actually, and let me pass out, our curriculum instruction team did a great job in designing a parent-friendly design. And then one for our staff members. And these are still the same dates as the ones.
No.
That's,
As you will notice that we're proposing that the first semester or the second 9 weeks end on the 20th. And then, of course, the winter break will start December 21st. We will still, our staff members will still, and scholars will still get the 10 days, but it works better for secondary for our high school, especially our high school, so it's a clean break in semester in 9 weeks. And so they're able to complete all their semester exams, and that semester doesn't run over into January. And so that's the reason for an adjustment. And so the recommendation is to approve the 22-23 school year calendar as presented.
so moved.
Second. All right, motion and second. Any questions on the motion or the calendar? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're looking at the last day being June 2nd. And then if we have snow days, it goes through.
Well,
10 a.m. days go from there.
Well, if we have snow days, and thank you for bringing that up, Mrs. Brockway, because we'll continue to apply for 10 AMI days. And so as long as we utilize our AMI days, that will still be our last day of school. But if we decide to give our scholars a snow day, and by law, we have to include those snow days just in case anyway. And so, yes, so that would make us come after the second.
Have we ever thought of, and this is so off the wall, but have we ever thought of adding 15 minutes to the day and taking a couple days home? I don't know. I mean, at the end.
I mean, that's always a possibility. For example, some of the school districts some of them have gone 4 days. And so they have longer days. The 4 days of school are longer. And it's not really as long as one would think. I think 7:30 to 4, the 4 days. And then some, is that long? Because I'm here at 6:45, so.
Well, I'm just curious if the kids, once they got used to it, if they'd be glad to get out earlier at the end of the year, or I don't know, or if the days would be too long.
Well, and that's always something that we can consider moving forward. One of the things, of course, both our professional personnel policy committees reviewed this, and that's where we got the recommendation from the revision. But we can definitely take the suggestions back to them and the district team to consider. I was going to say earlier that some of the districts who have run out of their AMI days, in order to be able to be within the number of minutes that's required, they added minutes so that they recover that instructional time. But that's definitely something that we can look at and consider. I want to make sure we take the scholars and put in, and so that's something that I can take back to the advisory council, student advisory council that we have, and get their input and bring that forward for you all.
I'd just be curious to see if the students would rather do, it's just like when you working 4 days and having that 5th day off is worth it.
A lot of schedule changing and challenges for parents too, as far as.
Well, you're right. Well, I'm not even saying taking off Friday, I'm saying still go 5 days, but if we add it on time and
Try
try
to
to
end it before Memorial Day or something.
right, to get it done in May instead of June.
I do have, I guess, a little concern with the Christmas break, just because traditionally, we just used to those 2 weeks being stacked. What are other districts doing?
I know we met with the other 3 districts, but I'm not sure. Dr. Walker, are you familiar or?
When we met to review the calendar, we looked at various districts. We looked at Pulaski County, Conway, Little Rock. And so we did make a comparison. At that particular time, they were still in the draft stage because we were trying to make sure that we complied with with the guidelines that set forth, because we have to have spring break on a certain at a certain week. We couldn't start school before the 22nd, so all of those were laws that were put into place. So a lot of that hinged on that, and then got feedback from secondary, and we thought about the scholars, and so in order for us to end, because our school year has to be 178 contact days, so that's why we broke it down so that we could have that smooth break at semester, so we had to use those 2 days. They're just recapturing those on the back.
Okay. And Mrs. Coleman, I will also add that Mrs. Knowlton met with the human resource directors from Pulaski County, North Little Rock, and Little Rock to for the initial work on the calendar. So we continue to work with them, but based on the feedback from our staff, this is what has come forward.
And that makes sense. I just, whenever we display it to our parents, because initially I can see some people getting like, ooh, because we actually don't have a 2-week stacked. But I mean, because we had some we had some laws in place that about the starting school late and some things that we just couldn't get no control over. I think that we just make sure that we communicate that with them when we start getting the phone calls or emails. I think it'll be okay. Thank you for your work on this.
All right, any other discussion or questions? We have a motion on the floor to approve the calendar as presented. It has been seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. All right. Number 7, graduation policy review. This is our second review and possible action this evening.
You all, thank you, Mr. Gray, received this, you received this last month as a first time review. We brought it forth to you again for a second review. Based on law, you can choose to review it for the second time and take action next month, or you can take action this month.
All right. Let's say what's the pleasure of the board? That we knock it out this month?
Yeah.
Do I hear a motion?
Yeah, so with month.
Move to approve. I've got to move. Motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation. I've got a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that passes unanimously as well. Concurrent credit policy, same situation.
Same situation, you can take this up as a second review or take action. The district recommends the revisions as stated or presented.
All right, same situation. What's the pleasure of the board?
Let's start.
Is that a motion?
Yes, I make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposition?
Can I make a statement?
Nobody opposed? The motion passes unanimously. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to say I am so happy about this concurrent credit that y'all, I mean, this is wonderful work to make sure that all of our students who want to do this can, even if they have financial barriers.
Thank you, Ms. Coleman. Your time is up.
We have a great curriculum instruction team.
All right, sorry. English curriculum.
Before you, we have the recommendation to approve the new Jacksonville Middle School English Language Arts curriculum, My Perspectives. You will note from the attachments the process that the district team followed to derive or to arrive to this selection. And so the recommendation is to approve this curriculum for grades 6 through 8, English Language Arts.
All right, any questions, discussion? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion.
Can I make a motion?
Get your gunshot. All right, I got a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, that passes unanimously. Next item is the easement proposal.
Yes, before you is a proposal requesting from Summit Energy, requesting an easement for the stated area, thank you, And then, of course, we have representative from Summit Energy who is available to answer any questions that you may have.
They're offering more than that, other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just offering $1, this is $10 here, I mean, we're moving up.
Maybe we need to wait and see someone else on that.
1,000 times more.
I think we'll hold out for more. They're a new company.
I hear that.
So this is where,
So is this connected, touching the other gas? There's another, is that y'all's easement?
It is. There's a 40-foot easement there that's been on the property for decades. This will be directly adjacent to that on the northeast corner of General Samuels Drive and Harris Road. It's replacing a station site that's already there. If you drive past there, you'll see some pipes coming up out of the ground. This will just replace that and put it outside of that 40-foot. You know, we're redoing some gas line infrastructure in the area. It's a good thing. It's because of growth, you know, and enables us to provide better gas service to the region.
So y'all gonna have to take out some trees?
There will
near
have to be some brush and tree removal. I don't know exactly how much, but certainly in that
Feel
60.
free to-
You want it removed? Is that what you're saying?
Thin it out.
You have to read between the lines.
I will pass that along.
what if we paid you 10 and you cleared it off?
I will certainly pass along that they can be generous with the tree removal.
Aren't you also doing a lot of, new, lighting, if you will?
Yes.
Down in the city, because I know you're working over around Linda Lane and stuff like that.
Certainly, we're always in the process of redoing gas lines that have been in the ground for a long period of time.
Those have been there long.
They have, and a lot of our gas line infrastructure has been there for a while. They're actually replacing gas lines up and down the General Samuels Road as well. And you know, that's a good thing. Technology is new, and the pipe itself and, you know, the materials that's used to create those pipes is new, and they last longer and they're better. And, you know, there's just, technology has come a long way in a short period of time. So any lines and any infrastructure that we can replace is really a positive thing for the community.
All right, so we've got the easement before us. Is there a motion? Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second. All right, got a motion and a second to approve the easement proposal for Summit Energy?
Summit Utilities Arkansas.
Summit Utilities Arkansas. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposition? Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Sir. Thank you. All right, asset deletions.
We have before you the assets disposal recommendations. We recommend approval of the asset disposal so we can follow the legal process to get them off of our assets.
This was caused by flood damage.
Yes, Mr. Martin.
Flood damage where here?
Oh, the high school, yes.
When they,
On the third floor.
okay. That's what I thought.
My goodness. Yeah, make sure the hydrant doesn't kick your crops. All right, we got a recommendation in the packet. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? That passes unanimously. All right, Act 1240 District Waiver Request.
Yes, before you, we have a request to go before the state board with this Act 1240. Of course, Act 1240 waiver gives a public school district the ability to have the same waivers that the charter school, public charter school has within its geographical area. And we have the, of course, it's not a secret to others, and it's a known fact that we have a shortage of teachers. And one of the ways that we were trying to correct that or address that is having a partnership with our local universities. And so we have a young man who is in his last year of the education program. Actually, he is supposed to be doing his internship. So instead of him in the classroom for free, we wanted to have him as the teacher of record because of his the education that he's already received from UCA, as well as the support that UCA is giving him, as well as our staff here. And so, this is the first step of the board approval here, and then we'll go before State Board of Education to get approval. But we definitely would like, he's doing a great job here at the high school, and we would like to continue to fill these vacancies with students such as this. And so the recommendation is to approve this Act 1240 waiver.
Second.
We have a motion on here, a second. Any other questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? That passes unanimously. Next item, we've got legal transfers before us, two.
Yes, sir, we have two. The first one, parent has filed a request to legally transfer a student, one of our scholars, out of Jacksonville to Lone Oak. The district is recommending to deny this request. The second request is to legally transfer a student from Jacksonville, North Pulaski to Cabot School District, and the recommendation is also to deny this request.
All right. Any questions?
Okay, so on the sheet. I don't know how to ask. Which one is which?
The first one,
The 7-year-old is to
Lone
Lone Oak, and the second one is to Cabot.
Cabot, yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
The 16-year-old.
voted on these separate.
Yes.
Can we do them separate, that was that?
We do them separate, right?
We don't, we can,
7-year-old is.
we don't have them.
No, 7's one
The
of them.
7-year-old is going
Would you like to do them separately?
to have it.
Yes,
Yeah, but-
I stand corrected. Thank you, Mrs. Walker. The 7-year-old is
Yes. I
Cabot, and the
Okay.
16-year-old is to Lone Oak.
Okay.
I don't have a motion, so if someone would like to make a motion, we can vote on the motion.
I make a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation.
Second.
So I have a motion to approve the recommendation to deny both transfers, and second. Any discussion? All in favor? Yes, ma'am.
Can I say something? So the 7-year-old that's going to Cabot, they live closer to Cabot. How are they in our district?
Wouldn't plus.
I mean, how close are they to the?
I'm closer to Cabot too, but I'm glad she's in that. She's just in that area.
It's just how the geographical lines are drawn.
I know we've made a motion, but can we separate them?
No,
Too late? Okay, vote.
Motion's on the floor. Motion's on the floor.
Okay.
I was gonna say that, you know, we participate in school choice. I think that there's a date and a filing. We're in February. So I mean, they'll have ample opportunity the next school year. I think that's the reason why there's a recommendation to deny, but it's just a timing issue, so.
But she didn't know.
Can we comment back on that?
She didn't know she was moving and buying that?
We're getting into it. I
Well,
don't know her, I just.
as a real estate professional, that's one, I mean,
I know, she should have paid attention to where she was out, I get it.
Let's vote.
all right. Call for the question. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed to the motion, say nay.
Nay.
I think we need to do a roll call. Mr. Moore, please call roll. So motion is to approve the recommendation to deny.
All those in favor of the motion, Daniel Gray.
Nay.
Ava Coleman.
I approve the recommendation.
Jim Moore. I approve it. Ron McDaniel.
I approve it.
Dina Brockway.
Nay.
Lauren Martin.
Nay.
Laura Walker.
Nay.
All right, so the motion fails. So we need this does not resolve the situation. We need something to either, we need to approve the transfer, so I would entertain another motion. And
I make a motion to approve the transfers of the two students.
To approve the transfer of both?
We
Is that what
voted
you're
on
saying?
both.
Okay.
I tried to.
Well, you had your hand in your mouth and
Yeah,
I'm
no,
trying to get
sorry.
it on the record here.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Brockway.
My microphone's
So-
not on either, so.
Can we separate them or no?
I've got a motion, is there a second? There's no second.
What's,
Do I hear a
Take my motion
second?
off.
Do I hear a second? Motion dies for lack of second. Is there another motion?
Motion to separate and vote separately.
We don't need a motion for that. You can just, so which one are we voting on? Which one are you making a motion on?
Let's vote on, we need to vote on both of them.
Yeah, but which one do you want to vote on?
First one we're gonna vote on is Lono. No,
So
this is
I have a motion to approve or deny the transfer for the Lono student.
Lono approved.
So I have a motion to approve the transfer for the student transferring to Lono. Is that right?
I don't know what I wanna do. Everybody's in my ear now. Let me read this again.
let Dr. Oler explain why he's
Okay.
doing this, because he did it at the last meeting.
Yeah, you're trying to confuse me.
So Dr. Oler is the one that's making the recommendation
Yeah.
to disapprove both of these, and there's a reason why.
Yes, to deny the request because it's just educationally, instructionally, we want to be able to continue the consistent instructional support for our scholars. There's an obvious time period for parents to utilize school choice. We're part of school choice. And so we would like for our parents to utilize that time period. Like right now, we're in the school choice window for next school year. And so parents have until May 1st to make that request. When the school year starts, as an educator, I think it's a disservice to our scholars to move them because that breaks up the continuity of their instruction. And so I feel like that students fare better when there's consistency in their instruction. And so that's why I recommend the approval to deny the request.
All right, so we have two before us. We're gonna name them Cabot and Lono. So do I hear a motion?
I will make a motion that we accept the Dr. Oler's request that we deny the transfer of these two scholars to either Cabot or Lono.
We've already voted on that motion.
Well, we can always bring it up again too.
No,
No, says you can't.
I'm not gonna argue. Do you give a motion to approve the superintendent's recommendation to deny? Is there a second? Motion dies for lack of second. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we separate the two transfers.
Just-
We're done? Oh,
You don't have to say, just make a motion to approve one or deny one.
Okay,
Motion
go ahead.
to approve Lono and to,
We're gonna-
I'm confused now.
Go ahead.
Motion to
You're doing fine.
deny. I don't know.
Just do them one at a time, be easier, simple.
Well, I'm now confused on who I'm gonna name. Deny means we keep them. We send, see, you don't even,
No, you just wait.
if I say deny, that means we're,
Just they can't.
okay, deny Lono.
Okay.
And approve.
So if I understand correctly, your motion is to deny the transfer to Lono, but to approve the transfer to Cabot.
Correct, because the child's already been enrolled in Cabot.
That's the motion to deny Lono, to approve the Cabot transfer. Do I hear a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. To deny Lono and to approve Cabot. Whoever's taking the minutes, I'm so sorry.
Good luck.
Okay, that's been seconded. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Nay. So that fails 4-3 as well. I would suggest you separate them one at a time. Do I hear a motion? They would be denied if we don't approve anything.
So how were we just, before voted, that you didn't want to do that? Is that right?
Yeah,
We pre-voted, we did.
we denied them, I'm not voting. I wouldn't-
So we need to make the motion separately. We need to vote on them separately. Is that what you're saying? Okay. I make a motion that we deny the transfer to Lona.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion to deny the transfer to Lone Oak has been motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay. That passes 6-1. All right. So we have another transfer request to Cabot.
I make a motion that we approve the transfer to Cabot.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the transfer to Cabot, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Okay.
That passes 4-3. Okay, I think we got it.
He wouldn't make it. For the record, I don't like Cabot.
Lone Oak was denied and Cabot was approved.
I'd like to call for, roll call on the last one.
Okay, we'll clarify that. Roll call vote on, what was the last motion?
To approve the one to Cabot.
Approve one to Cabot.
Daniel Gray,
Yay.
Ava Coleman,
Nay.
Jim Moore, no. Ron McDaniel,
No.
Dina Brockway,
Yes.
Lauren Martin,
Yes.
Laura Walker.
Yes.
All right, that passed 4-3. Everybody good? Good?
Huh? Yeah.
Good, okay. Very good, all right. Personnel.
We got a, then,
So there's an addendum before us to add to the personnel. I would entertain a motion to add this addendum.
I make a motion to add the addendum.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Yay?
yay,
Any opposed? All right, that's added.
make a motion to go in executive session.
All right, we will move into executive session for the discussion of personnel.
Perfect. I think both of them are parts out by Star Delicious, because that's where we get it, so I think, but I'll let them know.
Yes, I just didn't know that I have another opportunity.
Mr. Smith, were they okay?
Yeah, you doing high school or middle school first?
Let's do high school first.
That way if they have any questions, now they're not supposed to ask questions.
And I have heard Dr. here for signature. Oh, okay. That we were so late. I don't think it was, she talked about the PO, and she was gonna, say, I can, if she needs one, but, we did a PO, and then I thought. It should be, I gave it to her, it should be all in the folders. And on my understanding, and I think some of the issues is though the state redid the form. So the old form had this back page where you provide like where is it advised and transfer. And some of these they sent to us, email to us. And then some of the new form doesn't have that back sheet. So this one provided, so like sometimes, yeah, it doesn't have the narrative, which on the new one, it doesn't, if they took out this back page, which is weird, because I think like, some of the reasons are justified, like, as a parent, they have valid concerns.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So it's just.
Like if. Or
Right. Yeah.
that's why, because you're.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Then decide.
Yeah, and I think some of them have, like, some of them state that they have, and that's like, as a parent, you want to do everything. Needs to like our students necessarily need, and so they probably other schools trying to offer smaller class sizes or whatever it is, and I feel both sides, But yeah. No, I know, because I had to like ask, because when the state sent it out, I noticed that that wasn't there, where the narrative of it was like, and then I said, did you guys verification? Yes. Okay, and I'll just take it out, and I wanted to email back to that person, and be like, oh, why? But I was just like, stop this.
I do that too much, it's like, keep.
Because I mean, it is hard, I think it's better when you have children, Because, I mean, if I was in a situation where I wanted to transfer them, like, I would want to explain what's going on, you know, and I guess it's gonna have to be up to the parent. Like, sit back and go, like, this is the scenario, like.
I mean, if I was a district, too bad, I would, you know, we got two workers, you know, and when,
Yeah.
you could have done that, you know,
Stuff. But I have to ask you just about the school choice, from like the history that I see, like, those forms don't, like, yes. And I just don't, I mean, I know I see them, like, if I get them, you say that we said you should make sure that but I don't know, like, she's like, it's just something that like, use as like a, we don't have any meetings now, they've never been like this. That I've seen, I want to ask like. Because I just, you know, I call Kevin and, you know, when I first got here. I like to call it. I would think it was from having, because they were coming into our district. It's been doing it for years. But she was like, we just like to do it, and we sent it back to each other. And we just told them, we should have decided it for like LDA. Like, that's it, because we go anywhere. So then they use it as a enrollment, like when they, you know, go to enrollment, they upload it for like,
yeah, but I don't believe it.
Right,
It caused.
because I feel like at some point, you know, like, I know, well, I mean, it's part of our government, but I know some boards are for tax purposes and they don't know that, like, we got this many kids and this many now.
So really it's just based on those for funding. It's just aid. You know, but let's say, you know, so if I'm here, you know, I'm a resident here. We are building. Base villages, base villages is 25, right? So every school is basically guaranteed taxing 25. So let's say, so all districts have 25 mills, it's tax rate. Some schools. So if it's anything above that 25 mills, then basically it's only going to be dependent on our taxes.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
To get to, you know, so whatever's above and beyond those 25 mills is a ours, so, right? Now, let's say those first 25 mills, let's say our taxes, we collect all the taxes, and it's not enough to get to the per student fund. Let's say it's 8,000. It's basically fund, it's called 8,000. And 25 mills, we get 7,000. So really, so let's say, I'm here, my dog. So, we get for Kenny, my village. Then we get, so, you know, that 8,000. But it kind of comes out in the wash for the most part.
Yeah.
It's been that way for a while.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. You don't see me running around with my head cut off like throughout the day. I think I've said like to Teresa, like, I need more meetings today. And I really like
So they are supposed to do, focus on. Yeah. So, well, they can put, they can do Okay,
Maybe.
Don't worry about it.
We did.
But I'll
All right, we are back in open session. Call the meeting back to order. So we've got, Juan Wall over there on the computer. That's the delay. We've got personnel recommendations. Dr. Owa, you've got some recommendations that you want to separate some of those.
Yes, sir. The first one is the recommendation for renewal of our two assistant superintendents, Mr. Bobby Lester and Dr. Janice Walker. My recommendation is that we renew their contract for 2 years for FY '23 and FY '24.
All right.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes unanimously. Congratulations. All right.
And the next recommendation is to approve the personnel roster as presented to you. It includes new staff, the resignations and retirements, job abandonment, but also the renewal of our administrators, central office licensed staff members. And so the recommendation is to approve the personnel report as printed.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay.
You can't vote twice, Mark. That passes.
I did, no.
But you said, yeah.
No.
All right, the motion passes. Next item on our agenda is student disciplinary actions. Thank you.
The high school scholars.
And Mr. Smith is here if you have any questions.
All right, so we've got two uncontested. Your packets are before you. I just remind you that this is a privacy issue, so any questions need to be very careful. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
A motion to uphold the superintendent's recommendation for expulsion. And a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes unanimously. Make sure we leave these, pass them to the middle. All right. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
A motion and a second to uphold the superintendent's recommendation for expulsion. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Next item on our agenda is adjournment. Mr. McDaniel.
I got a question.
I have another question too.
The question you're asking is, how do I adjourn the meeting?
Make a motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned.
I have a question about the March meeting.
The March meeting.
That was what I was, thank you.
Way to not let other people talk, Daniel.
So the March meeting is gonna fall on the,
On Monday that we're out of town.
Well, we're in charge.
I'm not available that evening.
so the ladies are gonna be gone. What's the problem?
All of us.
Daniel.
You gotta have a forum.
Dana, you will not
You
have
gotta have
time.
a forum, that's what the problem is.
Right.
Just kidding.
See, y'all need us for the
Saturday.
Come from the
Yeah. Yes, a quick meeting. All right, so what are our options? What's the pleasure of the board?
How long they gonna be gone?
Yeah, when we will be back.
Monday through Wednesday night. Monday morning. come
So
back.
you're gone on the 7th through the 9th.
Yes,
So the 14th is the next Monday.
yes.
All right, that's a late meeting.
Can we meet on the 1st of March, a Tuesday?
I could do that.
No, I'll be out of town.
We'd be gone the whole rest of the week.
Yes, I'll be gone through to the 4th.
Right.
Hey, we can do it.
And I can, and I will. Well, which y'all wanna do?
14th or the 1st?
We think that,
Oh,
What's your recommendation?
Would you rather get it over, will you have, is that enough time to get it over?
that
The first?
will, we should be able to have everything.
That
I'm
works?
looking
Okay.
at, Mrs. Logan and Mrs. Samples, that should be, the March 1st should be good for us, so we can Tuesday. Dr. Walker, you see any issues?
Yes.
March 1st.
Ava?
Dr. Walker, did
Oh,
you say there was an issue with March 1st?
My
Yes, I have what I need ready.
So no issues.
What were you thinking?
Got it.
Let's do March 14th.
March
Let's do the 14th.
14th.
March
Yeah.
14th, okay.
14th.
Who wants to put this first?
Keep panic.
No, well, I just remembered like what was going on, like,
All right, 14th, everybody.
March
good
the
with
14th.
yeah.
All right. We'll have a meeting of March the 14th for the March meeting.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Martin.
2 weeks later, we'll have another one. I think it's exciting.
Very good. All right, we're adjourned.
Three weeks.
Thanks for coming. Ain't gonna go home. Wanna stay here. We got boxes for our apples.
I need signatures as well.
Yes, ma'am.